The best way to communicate as a co-parent without fighting is to, first of all, recognize that your relationship with the other parent is very, very important and it will have a significant impact on your child's overall well-being. So you want to approach communication with the other parent from the position of calm, from the position of flexibility and understanding. And so if you go in with that mindset and you're flexible and you're accommodating, you're more likely to have a healthy relationship with the other parent. The other thing you want to do is you want to err on the side of over communicating. So if anything is in a gray area and you have any thought about whether or not it makes sense to send out the information, err on the side of doing it and send it out. Because the number one reason that strain and conflict comes up in co-parenting relationships, besides trauma that happened during the party's relationship, is lack of communication on co-parenting. So when in doubt, err on the side of sending that message out, communicating, keep it cordial, keep it informative. And if you approach co-parenting from a position of understanding, compassion, and flexibility, and you communicate more, then you are on your way to having a healthy co-parenting relationship. The way that you can use co-parenting apps to help with communication is co-parenting apps can help you do a lot of things. They can help you stay on the same page in terms of the services and providers that are part of the child's life, their contact information, their appointments. Those are all usually on the app. Also, the communication itself, when you are messaging with the parent, is also on the app. So think of it as just a central location to put everything that's relevant to co-parenting in the same place. So it's easier to find, it's easier to organize, and it's easier to stay in sync as co-parents. Setting boundaries with a co-parent is very, very important. And first of all, it's really important to figure out what your limits and the boundaries are early on, because you want to start establishing those sooner rather than later. What we see happen sometimes is an individual, a parent will start to let another parent get away with certain things and go outside of the divorce agreement and push the boundaries. And when that's been happening for a period of time, it is much more difficult to rein that in. So you have to figure out what your boundaries are, what the limits are, understanding that flexibility is important, but also respecting yourself and acknowledging that you yourself need structure and predictability. So if the other parent starts to veer from that, it's really important that you address this in a way that is productive and comes from a position of understanding and a genuine interest in getting on the same page. So you don't want to blame, you don't want to attack, you just simply want to state the behavior that you are seeing, help the other parent understand the impact that it is having on you, ask them what their thoughts are because you want to get their input, otherwise they're going to tune you out, and then work together to come to a resolution. The best thing to do when trying to handle an uncooperative ex is, as difficult as it is in the moment, to try to dig in to figure out the reason that there isn't cooperation. You'll find that sometimes it's something that is understandable and easy to work through. So you really want to just ask and gather information first, rather than leaping into attack mode or blaming or reprimanding. Once you do that, if it's something legitimate and something that's easy to work through, then you work through it. If it's something that you cannot work through, then you need to figure out what the best next steps are. That may involve contacting an attorney to determine whether a modification is necessary. It may simply be a matter of holding your ground if you have the terms on your side and the divorce agreement supports your particular position. It may be a matter of setting the firm boundaries, holding the other party accountable, and addressing with the court if they're not. If you have any questions about how to communicate with your ex, in co-parenting, how to improve your co-parenting relationship, call us at Farias Family Law. We'll schedule a comprehensive assessment and help you figure out what the best next steps are.